Hey everyone, I have had a lot of people ask me now that it's been about a year and a half um, using the Predator motor on my sawmill if I've had any issues, and we run this thing every day. Um, and there has been some issues with the Predator motor, nothing serious. First off, I want to show you the dipstick here, and I've got that turned around because that grommet right there is very loose in the hole. And if you're running it, it'll vibrate out and the oil will spray everywhere. But I found if I turn the dipstick around to where it's hitting against the exhaust pipe, it puts enough tension onto it to keep it down. Or on that grommet, I will take a really small O-ring and put it over that grommet and super glue it in place, and it'll actually um, tighten up inside the hole and seal it. Secondly, but you know, that's still not a reason not to buy the motor. Um, and I had the exhaust on the original engine went out the other side. The exhaust on this one comes out the side that the operator is on pushing the mill. So kind of rigged this for now, but I got a little pipe going up, the rain cap, really ugly, and it was just something I threw together real quick to get us through. Otherwise, you're gagging on exhaust fumes. And just this week, the fuel pump went in this motor. And rather than putting a regular fuel pump in, we went with electric, $21 on Amazon, and I've got it wired in to go on with the key switch. So, um, big difference. I think actually the engine actually runs better and probably has just a little bit more power. It runs a little smoother, at least smoother than I ever remember it running. And also, the old gas filter used to be up in here, so I put it out here to where it's manageable. I can get to it. I can see what's going on rather than having to take the thing apart to change the filter. A couple modifications I did to this mill. That motor, the key switch is normally right there. And when this thing is up, up into this area up in here, it's next to impossible to get to the key switch. So I extended the wiring and I brought the key switch out here at the end. The choke didn't reach all the way out here, so I just got the choke just laying up here by the motor. You know, I could get a longer choke cable and run it back out here, but I made use of that by putting a switch here. And the switch, when I turn the key on, I've got a light here. It's just nothing more than a LED license plate light. Lights up my gauges, or my ruler, and also I've got one down here underneath. License plate light lights up the blade, and that's just with the key on. Now if I'm going and it's dark and that amber light's not bright enough, I flip the switch and we got white light. So that's just a couple of modifications that I've done that makes it a lot easier. It's easier to start from the outside, and honestly, as far as the Predator motor, I would still buy it again. The gas fuel pump is nothing more than a maintenance thing that's going to happen on whatever motor you buy. But we've been running it hard for a year and a half, and I mean real hard, and keeping up with the oil changes, and so far I'm really quite happy with it. The dipstick was annoying. When we noticed it'd vibrate and it'd blow the dipstick out in the vibration, and of course oil hit the exhaust and stuff, and we thought we had major issues. But just turning that dipstick or putting an O-ring on to take up the space really made a difference. Other than that, any other modifications, I cannot think of it this time, but I'm sure I have more, and I'll do another video on them later.